Do not zip your carry-on yet, because the same bag that passed last summer can create a completely different problem this July. A driver's license you used for years can now send you into a $45 TSA identity check. A power bank you always tossed into your side pocket is now limited by new global rules approved on March 27th. A Southwest passenger who packs 2 portable chargers may already be over the airline's new limit. A smart suitcase with a battery you cannot remove can become a problem before it ever reaches the overhead bin. And even a bottle of ranch dressing became a TSA reminder in June because travelers still forget one brutal truth. The airport does not care what the item means to you. It only cares what the rule says. So in the next few minutes, I'm giving you the 10 carry-on rules causing real trouble right now in July of 2026, and the exact smart move that fixes each one before you reach the checkpoint, the gate, or the aircraft door. Because the worst place to discover a new carry-on rule is not at home. It is at security, with your bag open, your shoes off, your medication pouch in one hand, your passport missing in the mess, and the line behind you getting impatient. And number 7 is the one I would tell every traveler over 60 to check first, because it happens after security, when you think the trouble is already over. Number 10. The $45 ID surprise. This rule is not inside your carry-on, but it can stop your carry-on from going anywhere. Starting February 1st, 2026, travelers without a real ID compliant license or another acceptable form of identification may have to use TSA, Confirm ID, a $45 identity verification option. But paying the fee does not guarantee you get through. It only pays for TSA to attempt identity verification. That is what makes this one dangerous for older travelers. You may have used the same driver's license for 10 years. You may have flown with it before. You may have renewed it recently and assumed it was fine. Then one quiet look at the card, one missing star, and suddenly you are dealing with a fee, extra screening, and time you did not plan for. The smart move: check your ID before you pack anything else. Look for the real ID star. If you are not sure, carry a U.S. passport or passport card as backup. Keep it in your personal item, not checked luggage, and not buried under snacks, chargers, and medication. The carry-on mistake is not forgetting a shirt. It is packing the whole bag before confirming the ID that gets you to the plane. But once your ID is safe, the next rule is hiding in millions of bags right now, and it changed worldwide this spring. Number 9, the March 27th power bank rule. This is not a rumor. It is one of the biggest battery changes travelers are still missing. On March 27, 2026, ICAO approved new specifications for lithium battery-powered power banks. The new rule limits power banks to 2 per passenger and prohibits passengers from recharging power banks during flights. That means the old habit of packing chargers everywhere is now risky. 1 in the purse, 1 in the roller bag, 1 in the backpack, 1 extra because you are worried your phone will die. At home, that feels prepared. At the airport, it can look like you did not know the rule. For senior travelers, this matters because a phone is not just entertainment anymore. It is your boarding pass, family contact, ride pickup, hotel address, medication reminder, and emergency lifeline. So bringing extra power feels smart. But in July, extra power banks can also create a problem if you cannot count them, identify them, and explain them. The smart move: bring no more than 2 power banks unless your airline clearly says otherwise. Check the watt-hour rating. Keep them protected from short circuits. Do not recharge the power bank from the aircraft outlet during flight. In 2026, the best charger is not the biggest one. It is the one that is allowed, labeled, and easy to show. And here is where travelers get trapped, because the global rule says 2, but one major U.S. airline now says 1. Number 8, the one-charger airline trap. This is the rule that catches passengers who fly different airlines on the same trip. Southwest says that starting April 20th, 2026, each customer is limited to one power bank. Reuters also reported that Southwest's portable chargers cannot be stored in overhead bins or recharged using in-seat power during the flight. American Airlines has its own updated power bank rules. American says portable chargers are limited to 2 per passenger. Each must not exceed 100 watt-hours. Chargers must stay visible and within reach while in use, and they should not be stored in overhead bins or enclosed spaces. That means one carry-on can be fine on the first flight and wrong on the second. If you fly Southwest going out and American coming home, the charger limit may not feel the same. If you connect through another carrier, the storage rule may not feel the same. And if you packed the charger in the overhead roller bag, the crew may not like that either. The smart move: check the airline's own power bank rule before each trip, not once a year. For Southwest, plan around 1. For American, plan around 2 under 100 watt-hours. Keep the charger within reach. If it is being used, keep it visible. Do not hide it in an overhead bag, and do not recharge the power bank from the aircraft outlet if your airline says no. The question is no longer, can I bring a charger? The question is, how many, how big, and where does this airline want it? Now listen closely, because number 7 is the one that can turn a perfectly packed carry-on into the wrong bag in 5 seconds. Number 7, the gate check battery trap. This mistake happens when you are already relaxed. You passed TSA. You found the gate. Your roller bag is beside you. Your power bank is inside. Maybe there is a spare camera battery, phone battery case, hearing aid charger, or vape in there too. Then the gate agent says the overhead bins are full. Your carry-on has to be checked. That is the exact moment your bag changes category. The FAA says spare lithium batteries and power banks must be carried in carry-on baggage only. If a carry-on bag is checked at the gate or plane side, all spare lithium batteries and power banks must be removed and kept with the passenger in the cabin. This is where older travelers get pressured. The line is moving. The agent is tagging bags quickly. Everyone behind you wants to board. You do not want to look slow or confused, so you hand over the bag. Then you remember the battery. Too late. The smart move: before boarding starts, move every power bank, spare battery, battery case, vape, and important charger into the personal item that stays under your seat. If the agent asks to gate check your roller bag, say calmly, "I need to remove my lithium batteries and power bank first." That sentence is not an excuse. It is the rule. Your bag was fine as a carry-on. It became a problem when it was checked with the wrong battery still inside. And if you think the battery is not loose in your bag, check the suitcase itself, because the next mistake is built into the luggage. Number 6, the smart suitcase battery problem. A smart bag is helpful until the airline asks one question: can you remove the battery? The FAA says baggage equipped with lithium batteries must be carried as carry-on baggage unless the batteries are removed. Removed batteries must follow spare battery rules. This matters because smart luggage no longer looks unusual. It may have a USB charging port, removable power bank, GPS feature, digital lock, tracking system, or battery tucked behind an inside panel. At home, it feels convenient. At the airport, it can become a delay if you do not know where the battery is. For seniors, this often happens because the suitcase was a gift. Someone says, "This one can charge your phone," but nobody explains how to remove the battery if the bag is checked. And the gate is the worst place to start learning your own luggage. The smart move: open your suitcase before the trip. Find the battery. Remove it once at home so you know how it works. Check the watt-hour label. If the bag gets checked, the removable battery stays with you in the cabin. If the battery cannot be removed, check your airline before airport day. Smart luggage should save time, but a hidden battery can steal it back at the gate. Quick question: have you ever packed a power bank or charger in the roller bag without thinking about gate check? If yes, you are exactly why this video matters. Subscribe now, because one small airport rule can turn a calm trip into a stressful one in seconds. Now we move from batteries to security lanes, because the next rule is confusing travelers who think every airport scanner works the same way. Number 5. The CT scanner confusion. This is the rule that makes travelers argue with officers, and it never helps. One airport says, leave electronics and liquids inside. Another lane says, take out your laptop and liquid bag. Both can be correct. TSA has been using computed tomography, or CT, scanners at some checkpoints. These scanners create 3D images of carry-on bags and can allow officers to screen items differently. But every lane does not have the same equipment, and officers still decide what must come out at that checkpoint. The mistake is packing like every airport has the newest scanner. If your laptop is buried under books, snacks, medicine, and a sweater, you lose time the second the officer says, remove large electronics. If your liquid bag is at the bottom, now your entire carry-on is open on the table. For older travelers, that creates the exact stress thieves and careless passengers take advantage of. Bins moving, phone in tray, passport exposed, bag half open, and your attention split in 4 directions. The smart move: pack for both lanes. Keep laptops, tablets, e-readers, and the clear liquids bag near the top. If the officer says, leave everything inside, fine. If the officer says, remove them, you are ready in seconds. Do not try to predict the scanner. Pack so the scanner cannot embarrass you. And speaking of liquids, the next rule is old, but July travelers are still losing items to it every day. Number 4. The 311 rule that refuses to die. The liquid rule did not disappear just because some airports got better scanners. TSA still says liquids, aerosols, gels, creams, and pastes in carry-on bags must be in containers of 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters or less. They must fit into one quart-sized bag, and each passenger gets one bag. The part that still catches careful travelers is the container size. A 6-ounce bottle with 1 ounce left inside is still a 6-ounce bottle. That means your favorite lotion, sunscreen, pain relief gel, toothpaste, shampoo, hand cream, or face wash can be taken even when it is almost empty. For senior travelers, this matters because many people pack creams, drops, gels, and medical comfort items quickly. Some medically necessary liquids are allowed in larger amounts when properly declared, but ordinary toiletries still have to follow the regular rule. The smart move: check the printed size, not the amount left. Put ordinary liquids in travel containers. Keep the quart bag near the top. If something is medically necessary, separate it and declare it calmly instead of hiding it with regular toiletries. A full bottle is obvious. A half-empty, oversized bottle is the one that tricks people. Now, this next one sounds almost silly, until it is your family gift sitting in the TSA trash. Number 3. The hidden food liquid rule. This is where the airport turns food into a rule problem. In June 2026, during World Cup travel, TSA reminded travelers that ranch dressing counts under carry-on liquid rules. The warning was funny online, but the message was serious. Sauces and dressings over 3.4 ounces belong in checked baggage. That one reminder explains a bigger trap. Jam, honey, peanut butter, salsa, yogurt, sauce, dip, soft cheese, gravy, hot fudge, snow globes. At home, these feel like snacks, gifts, or souvenirs. At security, they behave like liquids, gels, or spreads. And if they are larger than 3.4 ounces, they can be stopped. For seniors, this one hurts because it often involves family. A daughter gives you homemade jam. A grandson picks out a snow globe. A friend sends honey from a local shop. You put it in the carry-on so it does not break. Then TSA pulls it out. The smart move: before you pack any food or gift, ask one question. Can it be poured, spread, squeezed, smeared, or sloshed? If yes, Keep it under 3.4 ounces or put it in checked luggage. If it is sentimental, do not gamble with the checkpoint. Ship it or check it properly. The officer does not see a memory. The officer sees a rule. Now let's talk about the bag itself, because a carry-on can pass security and still fail at the gate. Number 2, the wheels and handles size mistake. Most people measure the suitcase body. Airlines measure the whole bag. United says carry-on bags must fit in the overhead bin and measure 9 by 14 by 22 inches, including wheels and handles. Southwest allows a larger carry-on, 24 by 16 by 10 inches, but it also says wheels, handles, and attachments count toward those dimensions. That is why the bag that always worked before can suddenly become a problem. The wheels stick out. The handle adds an inch. The front pocket bulges. The expansion zipper adds just enough width to make the bag look oversized. And packed July flights make gate agents less forgiving because overhead space disappears fast. For older travelers, this is expensive because many people use the same roller bag for years. They do not measure it again. They just trust it. But a bag that fits empty can fail when it is overpacked with shoes, gifts, snacks, and a jacket stuffed in the front. The smart move: measure the bag fully packed, standing the way it will stand at the airport. Include wheels, handles, outside pockets, and bulging fabric. Take a screenshot of your airline's carry-on rule before you leave home. If you use the expansion zipper, measure again. A carry-on does not fail because of the suitcase shell. It fails because of the extra inch nobody counted. And now we reach number 1, the rule that decides what should never leave your side, no matter how carefully you packed. Number 1, the underseat survival rule. The biggest carry-on mistake is putting the most important items in the bag most likely to leave you. This happens every day. A traveler packs beautifully, medicine in the roller bag, passport in the inside pocket, phone charger in the side pouch, power bank in the front pocket, glasses case tucked near the laptop, house keys in the zipper compartment. Then the gate agent checks the bag, or the overhead bin fills, or the bag gets moved, or the passenger reaches the hotel and realizes the item they needed first is not with them. The FAA says spare lithium batteries and power banks belong in carry-on baggage only and must be removed if the carry-on is gate checked. But for travelers over 60, the practical rule is even bigger than batteries. If losing it would ruin your day, it belongs under the seat. Medicine, glasses, hearing aid charger, phone, wallet, passport, keys, power bank, boarding documents, emergency contact card, important prescriptions. Those items do not belong in the roller bag that might be taken at the gate. They belong in the small personal item that stays with you. The smart move: the night before your flight, lay out every essential item on the bed before you pack clothes. Put those essentials into the underseat bag first. Then pack the roller bag with replaceable items: clothes, shoes, non-essential toiletries, and things you can live without for a few hours. Before you zip the carry-on, ask one final question. If the airline takes this bag at the gate, what would I panic about? Whatever answers that question goes under the seat. Not overhead, not checked. Under the seat. And there they are. 10 carry-on rules catching travelers right now in July. The $45 ID surprise. The March 27th power bank rule. The one charger airline trap. The gate check battery trap. The smart suitcase battery problem. The CT scanner confusion. The 311 liquid rule. The hidden food liquid rule. The wheels and handles size mistake. And the underseat survival rule. And be honest, most travelers have broken at least one of these without realizing it. The point is not to scare you. The point is to keep the airport from teaching you the lesson in the worst possible place. So now I'm curious, which rule surprised you most? The power bank limit, the gate check battery rule, the ranch dressing reminder, or the underseat survival rule? Tell me in the comments, because your answer may save another traveler from opening their carry-on at the checkpoint. And if you want your next airport day to feel calmer, faster, and less confusing, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, fly smart, pack smarter, and please do not zip that carry-on until the power bank is in the right bag.